So please welcome our head of Cancer Registry, National Cancer Institute, Vincerzevskiene, please.
Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. I'm Vincerzevskiene. I'm the head of Lithuanian Cancer Registry here at National Cancer Institute. And today my presentation will have three main parts. First of all, I will introduce you Lithuanian Cancer Registry as a unit. After that, we will talk about main cancer statistics numbers, cancer in Lithuania, and finally, I will talk about prostate cancer statistics and about impact of prostate cancer screening program on prostate cancer statistics in Lithuania. So, first of all, Lithuanian Cancer Registry. As our director told before, we have a very long history of our registration of cancer cases in Lithuania, and registration of malignant tumors started in our country in 1957 as the Department of Epidemiology of the Institute of Oncology was responsible for the collection of cancer incidence data. In 1984, the Lithuanian Cancer Registry was established by the order of the Ministry of Health, and the final regulations covering the registry's activity was signed by Government of Lithuania in 2016, and now we as a unit have all legal rights to collect information for all hospitals and all healthcare centers about information about all cancer cases in the whole territory of Lithuania. The registry operates as one of the departments here at National Cancer Institute, and today its staff includes a medical doctor, 2 IT specialists, and 2 registry clerks. The main source of information are primary, secondary, and tertiary healthcare institutions. All physicians, all hospitals and other institutions must send notification to Lithuanian Cancer Registry of all cancer cases that come to their attention. That means that notifications in Lithuania about new cancer cases are mandatory, but we are collecting data in passive way. We are waiting for information to reach us. Today we are collecting information about all ICD-10 codes with C letter, all malignant neoplasms, and some codes with D letter, benign or uncertain behavior neoplasms. And as I told, we are only one registry in Lithuania, so we are nationwide and population-based registry. And today we have information about incidents since 1978 and information about mortality since 1990. Today our database has more than 600,000 unique cancer cases stored in it, and our data is widely used. We are a member of 2 main European not European, but 2 main organizations which unites cancer registries. We are a member of European Network of Cancer Registries and a member of International Association of Cancer Registries since 1983. Our data is widely used in different studies, in different epidemiological projects. Main studies as cancer incidence in 5 continents has our data included, and that means that data collected in Lithuanian Cancer Registry has a good quality and is valid for comparison with other countries. There are other projects like Concord, RareCareNet, Eurocare, and other studies too with our participation. Okay, now about numbers, how is with cancer in Lithuania. To have feeling about numbers of cancer cases, it is necessary to mention that population in Lithuania today is about 2.8 million people, and cancer is the second most common cause of death, and it takes 20% of all deaths in Lithuania. Every year we register about 18,000 new cancer cases per year, and we get information about 8,000 deaths from cancer every year. And of course, we are not special on trends in cancer statistic. Incidence is increasing, mortality is slightly decreasing, and survival is increasing all the time. Here you can see in this chart, you can see the 10 most common cancer sites in Lithuania. Here information is for both sexes combined, and the view is not usual because prostate cancer takes first place. Then if we look at the worldwide numbers, prostate cancer is in the fourth place in worldwide cancer statistics, so we are unique on that point. Prostate cancer goes to the first place with almost 3,000 new cancer cases per year. Second place is taken by non-melanoma skin cancer. Not all registries are registering this malignant site because a big part of it, 70% and more, are basal cell carcinoma. This is and it is very benign and doesn't do impact on patients' life quality and has very good survival rates. But we have a very long tradition of registering non-melanoma skin cancer, and I think we can be proud that we have a very detailed statistic on that side. So I put it on the chart between our sites. The third place is taken by breast cancer, and fourth place with lung cancer. If we look at the different sexes, this slide was shown already, but I want to put attention to prostate cancer, but that only prostate cancer alone takes more than 32% of all male new cancer cases every year, and that numbers are unusual for other countries which do not have nationwide prostate screening cancer, so we are unique here too. And of course, the first place between female are taken with breast cancer, and 1/5 of all cancer cases belongs to breast cancer. Distribution between stages is provided in this slide. More than 60% of all cancer cases were diagnosed at first and second stage at the time of diagnosis. And we have some differences between sexes, as in many other countries. Female have a better situation with early stages than men. More than 40% of all male cancer cases are diagnosed in late third and fourth stage. Here you see the chart of the most common causes of cancer deaths in Lithuania. As you can see, lung cancer is in the first place with more than 1,300 deaths every year. Stomach cancer is in the second place with about 700 deaths. Breast cancer in the third place, and prostate cancer unusually is in the fourth place with 544 deaths. Prostate cancer worldwide, between common causes of cancer deaths, is in the 8th place. So we are unique here too. The most common causes of cancer death by sex in Lithuania, as we can see, 1/4 of all cancer deaths belongs to lung cancer, and 12% of all deaths are with main cause of death in death certificate as prostate cancer. Female breast cancer is the most common cause of death between female. Now we have to talk about prostate cancer statistic in more details. So as I told, every year we register almost 3,000 new prostate cancer cases, and standardized incidence rate is 188 per 100,000 population. And map is not big, Lithuania is even smaller, but I can say that its color is the same as in the USA, Brazil, Australia, and some Scandinavian countries. So we have high incidence rates, and most cases are diagnosed in early stage and in screening target age group. 82% of all prostate cancer cases are diagnosed between age 50 and 74. Let's look at mortality map. Situation a little bit different. The USA is much lighter. Lithuania still is darker than other countries, so we can't be proud of our mortality rates, and standardized mortality rate is 31 death for 100,000 population. And if we look at the distribution between age groups, we can see that 82% of all prostate cancer deaths are registered for people older than 70 years old, for men older than 70 years old. And what about survival? Survival rates are taken from Concord 3 study, where we participate all 3 times. And as we can see, from period 2000-2004, survival rates in Lithuania improved significantly. If 5-year survival rates in 2024 was 26%, in the last period of study, for 2010-2012, our survival rate is more than 94%. So survival rate rose almost 20%, and this rose is huge. And here at the bottom of my slide, I put some countries for comparison. As you can see, our rates is almost the same as in the USA, Canada, Australia, Israel, and higher than in other countries in Europe, and even higher than in the Scandinavian countries. That is quite rare. So today in Lithuania we have 4 screening programs. They started in different times, in different year. They were changed few times, and now we have new changes almost in all programs. But we put our attention to prostate cancer screening program in Lithuania. It is called Early Prostate Cancer Detection Program. And Lithuania is only one country in the world with a running nationwide PSA-based prostate cancer screening program. By the end of 2010, it is evaluated that from 72 to 78% of total target population received at least one PSA test. First of all, at the beginning in 2006, it was early test, PSA test provided by National Healthcare Fund and financed and free for all participants. But later it was changed, and it was taken every second year. First of all, target population was from 50 to 74 years age, and later it was changed, and age group was narrowed from 50 to 69, and all younger men from 45 years with family history of prostate cancer will be able to participate with early prostate cancer detection program too. Today, target population size is about 380,000 men per year, and cost of that program varied between 1.1 to 2.2 million euros per year. And all asymptomatic men with PSA level higher than 3 are offered urological evaluation. And our researchers made an evaluation of prostate cancer screening program in Lithuania and evaluated its impact on cancer statistics. So in a few slides, I will provide you the main findings of that evaluations today. We can say that the participation rate is not high and varied from 22% to 45%. We do not have centralized invitation system in Lithuania for any program, for any screening program. And we can say now that proportion of PSA test positive men decreased during that screening program in Lithuania from 17% in 2006 to 11% in 2014-2015, and positive cancer after biopsy percentage rose from 36% in 2006 to 50% in 2020. And the main advantages of that, benefits of that screening program was shown in that bar graph, where you can see that in unscreened population, 12% of all cases were diagnosed at stage 4. So in the latest stage, and only 1.2% of off-stage was found in screened population, and it was screen detect cancer. So now we can say that the screened population is in better situation than unscreened. Now I want to tell about incidence trends and impact of that program on incidence trends. As you can see, from 1998, the rise of the incidence rate was huge, and the peak was in 2007 with incidence rate 279 per 100,000 of population, and this growth was by 20% per year. So the growth was huge. I have to mention that PSA testing widely became to practice in Lithuania in 2000-2001, and our screening program started in 2006, but we can see that that growth was before screening program too, and mainly because of the wide use of PSA testing in clinical practice. And screening substantially increased the overall incidence of localized cancer, and advanced and distant forms of the disease decreased, and that is very logic. And from 2007, now we can see the slight decrease of the incidence rate by 3.8% per year, but that decrease is not statistically significant, but still we can see same tendencies as it was found in the USA after introduction of screening program in early 90s, that after implementation of screening program, incidence rates rose very fast, and after that they are stabilized, but still higher than before screening program start. About mortality trends in Lithuania, mortality is decreasing in Lithuania since 2006 by 1.4% annually. Our neighbors can't be proud of that. Situation in Estonia and Latvia are stable. In other countries like Belarus, Ukraine, mortality and Russia, mortality rates are still increasing. But of course, this decreasing is unlikely related to screening program, because it started at the same time as screening program started, so it can be related with that, and we still don't know which part of which part of our prostate cancer death certificates are over-reporting just because cancer diagnosis was in medical records of the patient, because our colleagues from Estonia evaluated their rates and they found that 33% of all death certificates with prostate cancer is more over-reporting just because patient was in his old age, autopsy wasn't done, and family doctor must found main cause of death in medical records. So the same was seen in the USA in 1991, and no mortality decrease was found in Lithuania in the age group from 50 to 74 years, and a slight mortality slope was observed in the age group 75 and more. And if we rely on other researchers, we can expect mortality rates decrease because of prostate cancer screening just after 9 years of start of screening program. So that decrease in mortality is unlikely related to the start of PSA-based screening. And thank you for your attention. And here are my contacts for contribution and other information from Lithuanian Cancer Registry. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the presentation. Thank you very much that you agreed to talk. We have one question for the virtual audience. Ugnius Mickis, pathologist. I will try to translate. Why mortality rates are highest in Lithuania compared with the world? It is possible artificial lifting of death documentation of formal indications, like COVID death.
As I told before, with Estonia example, that 33% of reports death certificates with prostate cancer as the main reason, the main cause of death, wasn't the real, prostate cancer wasn't the real cause of death. And as drop of autopsies now is very rapid after death, and if patient is old and died naturally at hospices or at home, autopsies are usually not done to that patient, and family doctors and clinicians must find in medical records the main cause of death, and cancer is very nice pretendant for that as deadly diagnosis. And we think that some part of death certificates with prostate cancer are just because patient had a history of prostate cancer in his life. So I think this is the main reason. But we need more researchers for that to know exactly what part of our death certificates are over-reported.
Thank you.